Hello again, YouTube. Mike here with Mac at it again. It's been a few days since I've been able to post a video. I apologize for that. Been doing a little traveling and doctor's appointments for my shoulders and whatever. So yeah, I haven't been able to post. I wanted to say a heartfelt thank you so very much for all the support. I've got 25 subscribers now, which I never ever anticipated. It's amazing. It's humbling. Number of comments, and I wanted to talk about the comments. It's weird. Again, I've not been able to be on my laptop. YouTube Studio, the app, it's not very intuitive. Um, it's not very user friendly, in my opinion. Maybe I just haven't learned how to use it correctly yet. I know there's a number of comments. I know I haven't seen them all. I know I haven't been able to reply to everyone. I don't know if I'm seeing all of them. There were a couple that stood out that I wanted to address. Grumpy Old Dude, you said something about recording me when I'm on handyman jobs and mentoring younger other people that wanted to get into the handyman business. Well, the recording the handyman jobs, I'm just learning how to edit. Well, in life and when I'm on a job, a lot of mistakes are made. And sometimes, more often than not, the things that I'm working on require a little, let's call it sweet talking. There's generally a little bit of cussing and swearing. so, so I now that I'm learning how to edit, maybe, although I still don't know getting all the camera angles and having to stop and move and you know haven't figured out the workflow of that yet. Um, but as far as mentoring others, I feel like that is something that I was still looking for myself. I never really fully got the grasp of running the business side of things as far as Google business and advertising and all of that stuff. That was part of the process that I was still in and probably needed a mentor myself. So I wouldn't feel like I was qualified um, to help others in that situation at all. But I appreciate your comment. Like I said, I haven't been able to get the laptop, so I wanted to address it here. Quebec 1313, thank you so much for your prayers and lighting a candle for me. I need them. Maybe now more than ever. Speaking of the handyman business, it's that time of year where my website, email, and business insurance is up for renewal. So I have decisions to make. Got to figure out if I'm going to extend this for another year or if I'm just going to let it go and move on and try and make this or something else work in my favor. We'll see, but I've got some tough decisions on the horizon coming up rather quickly. So yeah, prayers are definitely appreciated, and thank you very much. Brian Greenleaf, thank you for your comment. I'm trying to be authentic. I'm trying to be as real as possible, and you are correct. There is a lot of AI crap out there. I was actually thinking about that comment when I was thinking about this video, and yeah, definitely have a lot of it out there. I'm sorry if there's any others that I missed. If I just haven't seen all the comments, but again, I thank you so very much for all the subscribers, all the support, all the positive comments. It really, really means a lot. Thank you. I've been reading First Samuel lately. Um, Full disclosure, I've never fully read all the way through the Bible. I don't consider myself a baby Christian, maybe a teenager, an adolescent Christian. I'm still learning. There's a lot to learn, but I've never fully read through all the way through the Bible. So I was reading First Samuel and the early history of Saul before he came king and his early reign as king, and trying to understand the story. I know, the story of once David becomes king and the jealousy and Saul trying to murder him and whatnot. But I never really read or knew anything about early Saul, and I kind of have a heart for the dude. I see a lot of can see a lot of myself in early Saul, before he goes off the rails. He was just out there looking for his donkey, and Samuel's like, "Yo, you're gonna be king," and he was like, "No, not me, not me." So he was thrown into a situation, and again, early on, before he goes off the deep end, he was just trying to make the best of a situation. The first big thing that he did was he was told to go wait 7 days before. I think he was in a battle, but he was told to wait for 7 days and wait for Samuel the prophet. And he was waiting and waiting and waiting and praying, and nothing was happening. Nothing was showing up. So he did a sacrifice on his own, which in Old Testament was a big no-no. Only the priests could do that. And then he made some weird decisions and making the men fast, and I don't know, that whole chapter was weird. Again, I'm still trying to understand it, but he messed up there too, but he thought he was doing the right thing. And then in chapter 18 or so, 17 or 18, again, not a biblical scholar, I'm trying to figure all this out. That's when uh, they were supposed to go into a city and destroy everything. Um, and they spared the life of the king and the finest livestock. And again, Saul, at that point, it seems like in the text that Saul had fully turned his back on God, and I can recognize that in my life. But at that point, when he's addressing Samuel, the prophet, he keeps referring and saying, "I have sinned against your God." He doesn't say, "I've sinned against the Lord or my God." He says, "I have sinned against your God, your Lord." So at that point, he's fully turned his back on God. And again, I'm. So I have a heart for early Saul. Like I can see, maybe not everything, maybe I'm not understanding everything, but dude he's just out looking for his donkey, man. He was made king, and he was trying to do best as he could. But maybe the story's about being impatient, maybe having a selfish heart. I'm not entirely sure. Again, trying to understand it, but I have been there in my life where thrown into situations and I'm just trying to do the best I can, and things just keep getting stacked against me and against me, and I, like Saul, turned my back on the Lord. And maybe that's the only difference between him and I now, is I came back. He never did. Sometimes it's real easy to have an impatient heart. And to tie it back to AI, yes, Brian, there is a lot of inauthentic garbage out there. And um, in my situation, I'm researching different strategies to make money online. And a lot of them are, it's tempting to not chase the easy money. There are a lot of ads and garbage out there claiming, through various AI outlets, $1,000 a day, do this. A lot of them are, buy my $497 course. It's easy to be tempted by that. And I've messed around with AI a little bit. I've had limited success. I've generated some t-shirts, the picture of me and the donkey, me and the bear. I've made a picture of me and Bigfoot. None of those are real. Those are all AI, just so y'all know. My wife, we run an eBay store. We're resellers, and she bought some hobo sling bags, was able to generate some pretty decent product lifestyle photos for those. It's fun. Nothing that I use AI for scares me. I'm sure there's stuff out there that AI can do that I don't fully understand that I should be afraid of. but nothing that I use it for scares me.
I'm not afraid.
You will be.
I am 100% certain that there are legitimate ways and legitimate people making money online using AI. I just haven't found it yet. I am also 100% certain that there are people using AI for ungodly things, for not so savory things, for deceitful things, and definitely need to be mindful of that. And I sort of view AI as a hammer and a screwdriver. You can build some really beautiful things with a hammer and a screwdriver. You can also do a lot of damage. You can hurt a lot of people. It really depends on the heart of the person wielding it, wielding the tools. So the temptation is definitely there to chase the fast money. But when I'm researching some of the things, the claims that some of these people are making, I stop and I ask myself, is that serving me or is that serving others? Um, so it's just something that I'm trying to be mindful of, trying to keep my mind on, keep focused on God, and not just being impatient like Saul and chasing fast money because I think that's what's right. I can only control what I can control. What I can't, I give it to God and rely on Him, put my faith in Him. I don't know if AI is going to result in the fall of humanity or the rise of the Antichrist, or maybe both. But maybe, Brian, there'll be a lot of people looking for authentic, and it'll drive people to God, to the Bible, to seek the Word, to seek truth. We just never know. All I can do is keep praying and hope for the best and keep trying to do right. And I know I fall short. I fall short every single day. Like I said early on, I am a standard issue sinner. So I'm just trying to do my best. But I'm trying to be patient, unlike Saul. It was a bit of a long and winding road, but I think I got there. I think I connected the dots. That's just the way my brain works. So thanks for sticking with me. I bet you never thought someone would tie in Saul with AI. Once again, I really appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for all the comments. Really, really grateful. Really, very humbling. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this, if you learned anything, if you have any comments, if you know the story of early Saul better than I do, please leave me a comment down below. Let me know, and we'll see you on the next one.